So now I'm going to pass it over to my colleague Sebastian, who is the head of automotive for North America. He is currently sitting in our Rhode Island facility, but also working out of our German facility as well. And then we have Thomas Preisner, who's the business unit manager for igubal, located in our German headquarters in Cologne, Germany, as well as Preston Souza, who is our local product specialist for igubal, as well as additive manufacturing, which he's going to talk about a little bit today, and how we can get some prototype samples. So with all of that being said, I'm going to pass it off to Sebastian. And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat, or you're welcome to ask us after the webinar is over. We'll open it up for questions. Thank you.
For joining. Welcome to our seminar, Bearings for All Directions, and what it means we will see in a couple of minutes. So let's take a short look into our agenda for today. And we will start with a short look into the company, who is igus, what is igus doing, and also for sure about the topic of today, igubal, the product group, and what is the reason to use this product and what are the typical benefits for it. Then I will give over to Thomas, our expert for this product group, and he is giving us a good look into the application side of life and what we are doing and what we can realize with many benefits from igus. After that, Preston will take over and give a great introduction of the sample opportunities, short lead times, how to start projects, and what kind of ways we are offering. You can see our team on the right side, on the bottom. We are always there to have the best possible service. That's why we have a big team focusing on automotive, for sure also focusing on products. So always reach out to us, always appreciating to help out, to support with samples, etc., etc. Last but not least, at the end of this seminar, for sure, we will also have time to answer questions and answers. And also in the meantime, you can put them in the chat and we have the team available to answer them right away. But let's start into the introduction of igus and the company and what we are doing. So our slogan is Motion Plastics, and everything we do and we started to develop is for motion applications. So everywhere you have a motion, you can think about a product igus is providing and producing. We will come to this product overview in a couple of seconds. We are founded in 1964 by this gentleman here, Mr. Günther Blase. And this actually is our very first product we ever created. And what did he achieve with this product out of plastic? He provided a longer lifetime for the customer by exchanging a metal component into this plastic part, but also to reduce costs on the same time. And that's what we developed with more and more products from igus, and also we developed coming from a garage company over to a bigger building, and nowadays that's our headquarters in Germany plus our beautiful facility here in Rhode Island. But speaking of products, so what do we do? So you see here we have a big variety of products. We have energy chains which are in motion. We have cables from our side. We also have, if we talk about the bearing side, a lot of stuff like ball bearings out of plastic. We have sliding bearings. We have 3D printing materials and also products we can create here. We will come back to this topic later. We have linear technology, and we also have optimized gears and rollers in our portfolio. But today we will focus on the spherical bearing side of life. And for all of these products, and that's very important for igus, we are using our own material. So that's called iGlide, and that's a specific material we are compounding, and we have like over 300 different materials we are using, and we can use for your specific application. We are using different kind of base polymers. We have reinforcements to make the material stronger, to make them more resistant, depending on the application. And last but not least, we have the solid lubricants inside of the material. So we are offering with our products always a self-lubricating effect. So you don't need any greasing or lubrication material afterwards, and always have low wear rates and low coefficient of friction. But yeah, let's take a look into igubal. That's the name for this product group here. And in the end, that's the overall topic and description about everything around our spherical bearings. So the main thing is that we are offering a design which can help and offering a self-aligning effect. You can see this here. It's a spherical design which is inside of an housing. Here it's a rod end design. And we can compensate misalignments of systems, of longer shafts, etc., if we are using that design. Plus, for sure, and that's most important, that the motion, like if it's a linear motion, if it's a rotating motion or an oscillating motion, this will be done for sure inside of the inner diameter, the cylindrical inner diameter of this spherical ball and inside of this optimized igus material. And this allows us a very, very versatile usage. We will come back to this later with a lot of applications we can show you. But what else do we offering besides the rod ends we saw here? Even the rod ends for sure we have in many different designs in male and female, also with a metal combination to have stronger resistancy and loads, etc. But there are many, many more products in our portfolio. So you can see them here, for example, the spherical bearings or the two-bolt flange design, over to the pillow blocks as you see them here, also in different designs as always, different material combinations for sure possible. We have ball and socket joints in our portfolio. We have spherical clip bearings, so you can have the clipping effect here with an easy assembly. We have clevis joints in this portfolio. We have detent pins with a huge opportunities to work with the self-lubricating material from igus, and for sure also linkages everywhere you need a connection part in valve systems, etc. And activation, you can use our linkages as well. And speaking of benefits and why to use them, for sure, it's the plastic from igus. It's self-lubricating, as mentioned earlier, low wear rates, low coefficient of friction. Because it's based out of plastic, we don't have a corrosion topic at all, not even the contact corrosion, which can be a big topic. We are very insensitive regarding dust and dirt contact. For sure, the weight nowadays, weight means range in the end. So that's also a big topic compared to the metal component, that we can save weight. A very silent movement is also possible because of the dampening effects of our plastic material. And yeah, last but not least, the cost efficiency, for sure, always a big topic to use igus products. The other thing is for sure the lifetime, what I mentioned earlier, but how to prove and how to see what we can accept for a lifetime for the products. For that, we are using our test laboratory. You can see some pictures here. It's 3,800 square meters. We are doing around 16,000 tests, lifetime tests per year. So measuring the wear rate in different combinations, oscillating movement, linear motion, rotating, different load combinations, different parameters, different materials, different designs, and all these test information going into our database. And that's what we will offer you always if we are talking about products and applications. A short overview where we can use the products. You can see it here, like in the end, everywhere a motion is possible or a motion is happening. Let me say, you can use our products, and for sure, not only in automotive, but here we are showing the automotive context. But yeah, to have a little bit more detailed look also with applications, I will hand over to Thomas.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sebastian. And so we will check that we have a lot of applications, and we will show you the applications on the next slide. And you see here an overview of different automotive applications for the convertible, for the motor, for the gear shifter, for turbochargers, and so on, for the lighting systems. And that's only an overview. And now we will go in detail in different kinds of application. When you see that here, a clip bearing, yeah, it's a customized parts. That means we have created together with you, with the customer, from a standard part, looks like from our pivoting bearing, yeah, to a special ones. Yeah, you see that here with different kinds of materials, different sizes, different torques of movement of the ball against the housing. Yeah, and we have that inside the seat. And the next one is, so it's not so perfect running. Yeah, you see that here in a convertible. You see that here in a hydraulic cylinder, and we have a metal housing. Yeah, we have a metal housing, but we are crimping on the tube of the cylinder, and there is a clip-in spherical ball inside the metal housing. That means so we can calculate with you together the undercut of the metal housing to clip in a plastic spherical ball inside the metal housing. So, and the next one is a convertible, looks like the clevis. It's a standard clevis, the long version of a standard clevis. Yeah, we have that here. A car looks like Mercedes, and we have that in combination with a spring-loaded pin. Yeah, that was a request at the beginning from our product group. We have only the standard versions, looks like the normal dimensions, and then we get requests of the long versions, and we have that now in M5 and M6 available, but possible for inch sizes too. Yeah. So, and yeah, pedal linkages in combination with the clevis joint alone. You can combine that with a screw or with a shaft. Yeah, whatever you prefer. And the next one, yeah, you see that we have a couple of years ago, we have the Smart Tour around the world, and we have the Smart in the US too. And there was a cap, a spherical cap inside the clutch of this Smart, yeah. And we have tested that before and after this tour to check the wear of this cap, and that was a fantastic results, yeah. The next one is in detail. You see that here in a Range Rover Evoque convertible. So you see the ball and socket joint on the left side. Yeah, that looks like nearly a standard part, but there is a little bit nose on one side, and that was a wish from the customer, because if the convertible has no energy, the battery is low, and you cannot open that, you have a special tool inside the car, and you can open that by hand, and this nose makes it possible, and that was a wish from Range Rover. Yeah, so we have created from the standard to the special one, created together with you, with the customer. And the benefits, you see that, okay, Sebastian told us before, it's self-lubricating, corrosion-free, because it's plastic. We have the vibration dampening factor, yeah, and we can do that from standard to customized design very easily. Yeah, yeah, and you see that here not only with the threaded part, we have that with a linkage for this car too. Yeah, we have designed that completely, this linkage in different steps of designs, and Preston will show you later the chance in which ways we can go to a prototyping, yeah, to invest not so much money to get a prototype to assemble that in the first stage on your application. Yeah, and yeah, one of my favorites in the past, because the detent pin for gear shifters and other applications, when you see that here, and we have that not only in different designs and in different dimensions. When you see the smallest one is a 2 millimeter ball inside, and the biggest one here is 8.5 millimeter, and the gear the detent pin here is with a 30 mil pin inside. Yeah, so we can create everything what you want, for example, from 2 to 60 mil. If you need an 80 mil or 20 mil ball, everything is possible. Yes, we can do that. And the advantage, for example, the vibration dampening in combination from plastic and stainless steel balls, for example, in this way. Yeah, and you see some other parts what we are creating, yeah, with inside this shifter, gear shifter here, yeah, with a cap, with a special cap for ball stud inside, yeah, or here looks like a wiper in the gear shifter. So, and yeah, the rocker arms for trucks. In the past, you see that on the left side, they are using a lot of grease inside, yeah, and the two metal balls inside. And I visit this customer by myself, and they show me that. And yeah, your hands after the assembly was absolutely full of oil, and you say, "Ooh, what's going on there?" And you need, yeah, you need to support them. And the biggest wish of this customer say, "Please offer us a solution without any lubrication." Yeah, and yeah, so at the beginning, we start with the 3D printed parts to show them only the design in a prototype, yeah, not with higher forces and so on, but with the chance to assemble that. Looks like nearly very, very close to the serial applications. And we have the material, the iGlide P210, yeah, for the half shell. And you see that here there are coming some springs inside that you have the same pressure on the ball for these rocker arms in different kinds of trucks. Yeah, and yeah, no lubrication with igus inside. Yeah. I say I'm not sure. You can see me normally before I start with the turbochargers. I have black hair. Yeah, looks like Preston and Sebastian. And then I start with the turbocharger. And the automotive industry with turbochargers costs me the color of my hair. Yeah, because I've learned so many things, and it is it's one of my babies. Yeah, because we are doing this for so many OEMs. In this case, we are working with 5-6 OEMs, big OEMs around the world, and you see the different designs and the benefits about the temperature with 200 degrees Celsius. I hope so that I have calculated in Fahrenheit in the right form. And and Sebastian told us before, contact corrosion is one big point. Yeah, you need a special surface of the shaft inside the metal housing. And here you have a standard shaft with the plastic part. You have no contact corrosion. You have the vibration dampening effect. And you are totally open about the designing. Yeah. And that means you see that here inside the different designs, and we have a lot of more. We are starting with some smaller ones, and we have a high quality of tolerances of the cylindric holes. Yeah, and that is running perfect. Here, in this case, for example, for the big 5 producers of the turbochargers, we have a ppm rate. Yeah, that's very, very important. And to measure that, we have the ppm rate here from nearly 0, yeah, in millions of parts, what we are deliver in serial applications for turbochargers for the diesel engines. Yeah. My last application in this case of this overview is the windscreen wiper, and the wish from the customer was, we will eliminate the metal housings because we have a lot of problems with contact corrosion, with corrosion of the metal housings and so on. And what can you offer us? And we start here in the same way with the 3D printed parts and with the standard housing of the head of the rod end, yeah, and we create cylindric ones on the bottom to crimp the part in an aluminium tube, and so we offer that to the customer with the customized ball studs here. Yeah, you can assemble that very easily, and you see here the whole system of the windscreen wiper. The benefits: self-lubricating, corrosion-free, and at the end, vibration dampening. And you can give us our design, what we can create, and what we can complicate with you together. And now I will pass over to Preston. Thank you very much for your attention. And Preston, wish you good luck and for your presentation.
Thank you very much, Thomas. Okay, so igus offers a growing number of options when it comes to helping facilitate forward progress of the various projects and the various stages of the project. So whether you're in the idea or the concept stage, the sample or the prototyping stage, or potentially ready for serial production, igus has a number of solutions to help aid at any step of the way. If you're in the early selection process, one of the advantages we have is our free online tools that you have access to. The first one would be our online CAD database. This is basically where you're able to download step files, CAD files, or any file type, depending on the software that you're designing in, for any of our catalog products and begin designing and working with the product right away. You also might be considering some modifications to a standard product. Maybe you have a need for some custom features. And in this case, you can return the design back to igus for additional review and recommendation. We have a coupling configurator, which allows you to review different housing styles, as well as different directions of the ball and socket head, and different pitch or center-to-center dimensions to create a customized product. We also have an online lifetime calculation tool where you can insert your various application details, such as load and speed, and get an approximated lifetime projection. This is a great initial indicator of if the product will work within the application prior to moving forward with additional review, validation, and potentially testing of some actual samples. To get things kicked off, we have a number of easy solutions that can be delivered from stock. Of course, we have samples available of all of our different standard products, as well as sample boxes, which can be delivered in person and reviewed by a local territory manager or perhaps an industry manager. Standard catalog items are typically available from stock and shipped within a 24-hour lead time. And we have absolutely no minimums whatsoever on our orders, whether you order directly or you head in through the web shop on the homepage. For linkages, we have access to our standard length product offering. So, for example, if you're interested in a more standardized pitch or center to center for the thread on the ball socket, we've tooled up and molded standards, which are available quickly to ship from stock. If you need more of a custom tailored solution quickly, we have our crimped solutions, which are basically assembled to order from stock with over 90 different variations of, let's say, the ball material or the tube material, galvanized steel, stainless steel, and different variations of the head, whether it be clip-in or removable style ball socket as well. So again, this gives you more of a customized product, but with more of a standardized lead time. And of course, no investment in any types of tooling charges or anything like that. If you're headed in more of a custom direction, you're definitely going to want to explore our online 3D print service. And this is available right off the homepage of the website. And this is where you have access to all of our different additive manufacturing production methods. Very easy to use to drop in either a step file or an STL. You can review the different production suitability, whether it be minimum wall thickness or if it's our print to mold process, an undercut as part of the molding process. You have access to different production methods such as FDM, selective laser sintering, or our print to mold. You get an overview of the different materials and the tolerances associated with the different types of process. And you have access to instant pricing, lead time. You can immediately submit an order right off of this tool or submit an inquiry to be contacted for further review. One of the fastest production methods from our additive manufacturing is with SLS, and more specifically with our i3 laser sintering powder. And as Thomas and Sebastian mentioned previously, we are exclusively working with igus materials. So these 3D printing materials are not standard industry materials. These are materials developed and tested in the igus laboratory. And what's unique about that is when we conduct the testing for these materials, we're not only comparing against industry standard 3D print materials, but we are also comparing against our own injection molded materials. So we get a better understanding of how your part will perform using different materials and different production methods throughout the process. Lastly, the i3 does meet the fogging and the burn test requirements that are commonly associated with automotive projects. Different projects have different requirements, right? There are different requirements for quantity, different requirements for material, different requirements for lead time. So you need to have access to different production methods that match those requirements. For example, cutting or machining from bar stock or plate stock, let's say for tight tolerance needs or parts that may be very difficult to injection mold. 3D printing with selective laser sintering or FDM for a very quick lead time and an economical price point as part of our additive manufacturing offering. Or for your smaller to mid-range projects or pilot builds, our print to mold production process, we're actually 3D printing tooling systems for then injection molding with our serial iGlide materials. And the great thing about that is, one, the short lead time. And the big thing is, if you're working on a custom, you're most likely going to have some changes to the part along the way. So you might have 2 or 3 different variations of a part design prior to moving forward. And it makes much more sense to invest in multiple prototype tools than it might to, cut and leap forward and go right to a serial production tool. So definitely a production option for any situation. And in the end, once the project is ready for ramp up or final production volumes, we have our serial production injection molding with our hardened steel tools. Speaking on quality, which I know Sebastian's going to touch on a little bit, as far as additive manufacturing is concerned, we have global support for your projects with 3 different additive manufacturing hubs in North America here at our German headquarters in Cologne, Germany, and then also in China. So we can support you globally with both speed and reliability.
Thank you, Preston. Thank you for introducing us to the sample opportunities. And let's come shortly back to the quality management. So Thomas mentioned it before, Preston mentioned it before, for sure. Quality for automotive is very, very important. So just for your information, for sure, we are certified regarding ISO 9001, we are certified regarding IATF 16949 or the ISO 14001. Plus, for sure, a lot of certifications we have for our materials. We are also having the REACH, GADSL standards, IMDS. We are offering all the fogging, burning rate topics we are offering for our materials. Very important for automotive. Also, we have our optical sorting machines. You can see a picture of them here on the bottom right. So our parts being transported on a plate, and we have camera systems from the bottom, from the top, from the side, and checking all 100% of the parts regarding issues, regarding damages or something like that. And then we ship them out to you. Also, Preston mentioned that, so global support is very important. So we have offices and subsidiaries in 35 countries, and we have also a lot of more, like 55 partners in other countries around the world, always with the same standards, with the same options to support you. So it's very, very nice to have like the same face working on projects internationally. We mentioned samples before, so we have a very nice policy regarding samples. So just let us know. We have a lot of great sample opportunities. They're for sure free. So we have a box, for example, with specific linkage samples if you're more interested in that. We have a nice thermal cup, which can be used for sure to have a tea or a coffee, but also we will place you some individual samples regarding your needs, your application areas. We have a specific boxes, like for a wiper application, what Thomas mentioned before and showed us before, samples for the wiper mechanism. We have samples for the transmission area. For sure, we have the automotive box with a lot of more general samples and sliding bearings, etc. as well. And last but not least, also a personal sample corner, so we can give you all of those sample opportunities in one of those corners, and you can place it somewhere in your offices, and yeah, your colleagues can pass by, you can take samples, you can have ideas to use samples, and we will always come there for sure to add more products, more samples, the new catalog, etc. in this corner. So please let us know, contact us, and thank you for your attention. It was really exciting, really a nice seminar to do, and to give you some overview about this product group and this possibilities. I hope this was interesting for you. Please let us know. Please come back to us with questions, suggestions if you have any projects you're working on. We are always happy to have on-site visits or virtual support. Virtual visits for sure possible. We would love to have trade show tours. So we have a trade show in Germany or here in Rhode Island. We can have tours with you personally for you, with your colleagues. We can for sure have also customized seminars and presentations like we did here. So always happy if you're reaching out to us. Support and services very important for us. Thank you very much. It was a big fun for me. And over to you, Thomas.
Yeah, thank you very much for your time. And if you have any ideas, any requests and so on, yeah, please send them to the guys, to my colleagues in the US, to Sebastian, to Nicole, to Preston. Yeah, and we are happy to get your request and to start with you together for the igubal special part in your company. Preston, some warm words for the end from your side?
Thank you very much, everybody, for your time this early afternoon. And again, yes, if you have any questions, feel free to contact any one of us directly, and we're happy to help.
Thank you so much.
Take care. Bye-bye.